Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel. Today we are playing Political Machine 2020 before I get into this, I'd like to thank you all so much for your support. As of recording this, we are on 154 subscribers and it really does mean a lot to me. You may not know, or you may not think it does, just pressing subscribe, but honestly it means so much. So thank you guys so much for all of the recent support. So just checking I was recording for you there. So today we're doing a request and I will be playing as a Democrat and I will be playing as Franklin Roosevelt, who is a progressive. He is a Democrat, of course. His home state is New York. He is sleepy because he was physically injured, that makes sense. He is warm, he's sharp intelligence, he has open support from the media, he's respectable, he has a typical minority appeal, and he is rich. He also has a progressive one. He's off the Steam Workshop. A lot of questions I've been asked about how I've gotten a bunch of people, and that is because I got it on the computer and I had the Steam Workshop, so they have all been coming off there. Now, as per request, I will be playing against Ronald Reagan, who is active. His home state is California. He is magnetic, sharp, liked in the insider, typical, and a tycoon. He has conservative ideology. I will be playing as both of these, and this is actually going to be really interesting because both Roosevelt and Reagan won in absolute landslides. Reagan, I think it was 3 or 4 times he won, and Reagan twice, both of which by landslides. So it will be rather interesting. I think I have a good chance at winning as both of them, but obviously I don't want to count my eggs too soon, if that's even a phrase. I don't think it is, but yeah, let's get into this. So Reagan starts with a lot of support. Like instantly, he would win if the election was tomorrow. And obviously, these are two historical figures in a modern day setting. So COVID's a thing. Supreme Court vacancy, election integrity, Hunter Biden, stimulus package, Black Lives Matter, court packing, mask mandates are all things that are impacting these guys, and who knows what their stance would have been on some of these issues. Obviously you can make assumptions, but we'll never actually know truly what they want to do. So obviously I'm going for my usual strategy of getting ideology points. Ideology points are the best way to get voters on your side, and it's just there's no negatives except from sometimes ones like these. Green jobs gives Reagan a bunch of voter enthusiasm, so you really want to stay away from these. Universal healthcare might be beneficial, but again 5% enthusiasm for his voters is not great, so I'll be saving these for one of these lesser ones like racial diversity, because it gives me enthusiasm without giving him any. And at the end of the day, that's what we want to go for. One of my last videos, I sort of shot myself in the foot by going for herd immunity as Donald Trump, and it really wasn't great for me. So I'm going to try and refrain from doing something like that, and I'm going to try and win this. Again, ideology points are the best way to do this, so I am obviously going to keep on doing them. Now, transgender rights, while I do believe in this in real life, I would never do this in this game because of the enthusiasm it gives my opponent. It's just not worth it. And yeah, let's just give this all a go. Ohio is very red in this game. It's actually very difficult to turn it blue. It's just kind of realistic with what Trump has been doing. Really, well, what he did do in the election, he won it by a pretty significant very significant margin. I'll give him that. As well as Iowa, which Democrats really hoped they'd perform better in, but they just didn't. I don't really know what they could have done differently. Maybe they'll need someone who appeals to their working class nature and the industry there. Well, maybe not Iowa, but they will need change if they want those two back. And honestly, it doesn't really matter because now Arizona has flipped. It doesn't matter that they've lost Ohio and Iowa because Arizona pretty much makes up for it. Obviously, Ohio is 18 electoral votes, expected to go down in 2024 to 17, and is a pretty substantial amount. But with Georgia flipping, that's 16. Arizona flipping, that's 11. Combined, that's 27. These two combined is 24. So they have had a net profit. They lost Iowa and Ohio, but won Georgia and Arizona. So sort of tit for tat, and it worked out in the Democrats' favor really. So we'll be doing social justice because that is important. We are not doing fighting wealth inequality. I'm not shooting myself in the foot there. We will be doing $15 minimum wage, however, as I do want that enthusiasm. It doesn't give him anything, and there is basically no negative to doing so. I will be putting a HQ everywhere. I've sort of been talking about general stuff whilst I've been playing. I don't know if you guys prefer me talking about the game or just about general stuff as I'm doing it. Tell me what you guys prefer, because I obviously want to make it tailored to what you guys like, because that makes it better for you guys viewing it. Some filthy left-wing states now have legal marijuana. There are now visible stink lines coming off these places. What are you going to do about it? It's mostly harmless. As a Democrat, that's probably what you want to say. Are you kidding me? Didn't? Yes, I do. Honestly, I maybe could have been better the other way, but as a Democrat, I do support the legalization of it. Obviously, not all Democrats do, but still. Justice on this country are under siege by secularists. We've got the ACLU and other left-wing radicals running around and suing local communities that defy them. As president, what would you do to this kind of thing? I'd side with the secularists. Oh, come on now, Christmas isn't just a religious holiday, it's a federal holiday, and the kids love it. How can you object to public buildings having some decorations up? It's a federal holiday, nothing more. I don't know what quite I just did. I don't really know what secularists are. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but you know, I did something, so let's just leave it at that. If you'd like to tell me in the comments, feel free, but I am not too sure myself. I'm going to talk about farm subsidies in Minnesota. Minnesota has the longest standing Democrat run, like as in staying Democrat, I mean. So, you know, let's keep that up and keep Minnesota blue and stop Reagan from winning it. Missouri is currently blue. I'm sure that will change as ideology points are spent, but it is rather interesting to see that because Missouri should not be blue, and South Carolina and Kentucky are also now blue. Someone did mention in the comments that this game is unrealistic. If you think about it, I'm pretty sure that FDR did win those states, so it's not too surprising. But in a modern day sort of environment, it definitely is, because the electorate is so polarized that no candidate is going to win in such bigger landslides. I wouldn't say ever again, but with the Republicans moving further right and the Democrats moving further left, all I'm saying is it's polarizing a lot of Americans who are in the middle, and it's forcing some to go to one party, forcing some to go to the other, which is why you'll have these safe states like the Northeast and the West Coast for Democrats, and sort of the Northwest-ish and the South for the Republicans, because of that fact. Obviously, Georgia being the exception with major trends to the left. Okay, let's have a look at this now. We're halfway through. We've got the popular vote already, which is always great. And let's see. Ohio is being contested, so let's put a spin doctor in Ohio, and let's talk about election integrity. Let's get ahead on election integrity next turn, because that is important. Now, as FDR, he is a progressive, so we'd probably want someone progressive, I guess, if we wanted someone to compliment us, or if we'd want to appeal to the establishment voters, we could go for someone like Kamala Harris, or Pete, or Tulsi Gabbard. Who to go for? Let's go for Andrew Yang. No particular reason, I just think he's a pretty cool guy. Oh, didn't mean to do that. I just like Andrew Yang, no particular reason. Okay, let's go back to Ohio, and I was going to talk about election integrity, but that doesn't matter. Let's go to Wisconsin. Let's go to South Carolina. Let's go to Wisconsin, and then let's chill in Ohio for the remainder, and then talk about election integrity in our speech, which contests it. The free market. Okay, that wasn't good. They're now contesting a lot of states. Texas is now safe. I'm not really gunning for Texas. I might put a HQ there just to sort of have a half-hearted attempt at it. Usually when I do that, I end up trying to win it religiously at the end. But the argument for reparations on slavery is nonsense. It's been many generations since any American was a slave. What's your position? I am for it. Yeah, Democrats like that. Healthcare is a scarce resource. People like Jimmy Kimmel seem to believe that having a sick child makes them an authority. Having a sick child makes them an authority on health insurance. The free market is the best way to ration a resource like healthcare. Otherwise, it would be government bureaucrats who decide how, when, and if you should get free healthcare. What's your position? Healthcare is a basic human right. Boom. They love that. Right, let's go here and get some operatives. Please be good horrendous operatives. Brilliant. I do actually want to try and win Florida. I think that would be kind of cool. We've already got it locked down like that. Connecticut is actually under siege by the Republicans, and North Carolina is getting close. Ohio's actually solid red now, which isn't great at all. Let's see if we can get some more agents, or actually give me the dirt and take them out, because they've got a lot of spin doctors there that we really need to get rid of. Alright, it's now contested and in my favour. We definitely didn't just murder 2 people to get that. Let's go to California and do some fundraising, and then we will fly to Minnesota. Again, I don't want to lose Minnesota. It's been a pretty consistent state by voting for the Democrats every election, and I really don't want to lose it now. Okay, let's fly to Virginia again, get some operatives. I accidentally just got ideology points. I realised that, and I'm really stupid for doing so. I'm sorry. But yeah, let's give it a go. So Florida's going good. Florida we've basically locked down for now. Obviously that will change, but for now it's secure and we don't have to worry about it. Arizona is very close. In fact, I'm losing there. I lost a smear merchant in Ohio, I assume. That's not great. We need to get ahead on farming subsidies so that Minnesota goes blue. Look at that. Wisconsin is actually red at the moment. Usually the Rust Belt will vote together, and again I would like to make that consistent, but sometimes that's not always possible. As I said, Missouri and Iowa are now red, as they should be. North Carolina's gone solid red. South Carolina is still contested, I'm surprised at. And Arizona is currently red. Polls suggesting a 328 to 210 victory for me at the moment. But that's still not looking too great. He's allowed fracking. Oh, I accidentally clicked. Like I was trying to click the thing. Sorry, that's my bad again. I've got ideology points now though, so I may as well use them. Although I don't want to shoot myself in the foot. That's my only issue. I'll risk it. I'll do that one. Okay, that helped. It helped me in Illinois, helped him in North Carolina, but that was actually net meh. It didn't go badly, so I'll take that as a win. The other one went horrendously badly. Okay, we need to get a HQ up in Maine. We need to get New Hampshire locked down. Let's get a spin doctor, in fact, up in New Hampshire. Obviously, it's a few electoral points, and I will be moving him if I need to. Cash, please. Okay. Illinois should not be contested, and I don't like the fact that it is. So let's get our spin doctor into Illinois. I can feel it slowly going away from me. All of my victories. Because Florida's now red. Indeed. Where are all my agents? I don't have any. They've all been killed. Brilliant. Okay, well let's fly to Arizona, see if we can edge ahead here, which we can. Good. Let's go to Colorado and get... Get spin doctors. I'm going to need spin doctors. I need one to go to Michigan, one to go to Florida. We're actually up in Florida. Florida is crucial. We are still winning. We've actually expanded our lead a small bit. We are losing on a lot of the issues, however, which isn't great. So, stopping COVID. Indeed. This is actually getting very close, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Arizona's now solid red. Kentucky still isn't solid. Come on. Believe, guys. Believe. Alright, stopping coronavirus. Let's give another speech. I'm assuming they won it, then that speech contested it again, which they now put a smear merchant in. That's not good. That's not good at all. Let's get our own smear merchant, which does make it solid blue. What's Michigan looking like? Michigan is... I'm still winning, but only just. He's actually up in Pennsylvania. I'm just up in Wisconsin, but this is getting very close, you guys. And again, if any of you like to play against me, I know someone's getting it soon, so I'll be playing against them. But if any of you want to play against me, I would gladly do that. It would actually be really fun. So we don't have to talk on Discord or anything like that. Just play against each other. So it would be pretty interesting. We'll do like a best of 3 or something, and we can make it. And we can play more than once if you'd like. I don't really mind, but I just think it'll be rather interesting to play against one of you guys out there, or multiple of you. Make it a series if any of you have it. Okay, we're actually losing. We have actually lost this election, which I'm so surprised at. Where are we down? Pennsylvania, we're down. Florida, we're down. Okay, we can still do this. So, alright, we're gonna need you to go into Pennsylvania. So Pennsylvania is ours, so we're now winning. Need my smear merchant to go to here. Why can I not click it? Doesn't really matter, but we're up in Connecticut, we're down in there, we're down in North Carolina, we're up in Colorado, up in Nevada, up in Wisconsin, Washington up there. Up in Wisconsin I will be flying there, and I do up it. Michigan we're up, New Hampshire we're up, Maine we're up. We'll see if we can contest North Carolina, which we do. We actually go ahead in North Carolina. That is actually perfect. Let's fly to Colorado, see if we can secure that. Let's go back to Florida in a half-hearted attempt at winning it. And last but not least, let's fly to North Carolina. We are risking it a bit there by doing that. Let's take a look at the polls just before the thing. We are behind on all but one of these issues, and that's LGBT rights. But we are doing pretty decently. So let's have an election night. I think I've won all the Northeast. It was pretty uncontested for a bit. Connecticut is the only one, and we did end up winning that, so that is good. We didn't win Pennsylvania. Oh gosh. We did win North Carolina though. I really thought we had Pennsylvania down, unless I read it wrong, or it did actually go against me and the polls weren't right. It's going to be a lot closer than I thought, guys. We need Michigan, we need Wisconsin. I'm trying to do the maths in my head now. Do we win? It's going to be a close one. It's going to be very close. We did lose the popular vote, actually. That's surprising. That is very surprising. Again, I don't think we've won this. Or do we? I think we have actually just won this. If we get all of these, I think we have won it. Yeah, we've literally only just won it, guys. Oh my gosh. That was super close. Super close, guys. Oh my lord. That was like... Because when Pennsylvania didn't go my way, I was shocked. I thought I was winning, but I could have been wrong there. Maybe I read it wrong, or maybe the polls just weren't right. But we did end up just scraping North Carolina, thanks for that last minute push by FDR in the state. Now, I wouldn't know. This probably wouldn't be realistic in this day and age if they did come back and this was the case. Well, maybe it would. I'm not too sure. But it is pretty much like all the safe states went to each other. Like Arizona should be a safe state. It's just Trump was bad. And it's pretty interesting map actually. Florida went by 19%. That is major. Like that was a huge swing. um, let's see, Virginia by 9%, Ohio by 11, Iowa by 19, Minnesota by 5, Michigan by 3, Wisconsin by less than 1, Arizona by 15, Texas by 15, Georgia by, what's that, that's 21. That's actually crazy. Connecticut only went by 5 in the end. But let's take a look at the final polls. We ended up getting 76.06%, not percent, million votes, and he got 74.73. So we did end up edging. Wait a minute, what? We got more popular vote, but less percentage. Don't know how that works. But we spent 13 million less, but spent 20 more ideology points. They supported him on COVID, him on better private insurance, him on filling the Supreme Court vacancy, him on election integrity, him on universal basic income, me on addressing climate change, me on supporting LGBT rights, him massively on investigating Hunter Biden, him only just on fracking, and him overwhelmingly on a strong military. His score was a lot higher than mine. But either way, we did end up winning the election. That's how the Electoral College works. Very surprising, to say the least, that we did. And now let's get into playing as Reagan. That was a very close election. Considering Reagan's a Republican, this should be a lot harder for me, because it's harder to win as a Republican in this game, I've found, just by default. Although his stats are very good, so we will certainly do our best, ladies and gentlemen. We will certainly do our best. Let's get into this. Okay, so first things first, we are going to try and win California, which I know sounds stupid. However, it's his home state. He starts with a HQ there. He starts with a boost there. All we need to do is get the Republicans on side on some of these issues and get ahead, and I reckon we can win it. It's a very long shot, but I do think that we can actually do it if we're really, 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 really lucky, and he doesn't do too many ideology stuffs, because that's when we start to lose. Okay, ideology points. Yes, I need. Oh, it's this one, guys. I think you know. Tax cuts, less regulation, and reducing the deficit. Cumulatively, we have gotten ourselves 17% more enthusiasm, and that alone would probably win me. There's smaller government as well, will give me 5% more. If you look at that, we have just won every state pretty much. Now obviously this isn't gonna stay at all by any stretch, but still, it just goes to show how powerful that route is. I completely forgot that that was the route we had, and that is absolutely amazing for us, as we will now be doing bits. Alright, Smear Merchant in California. We're doing alright there at the moment. See, I don't need to focus on much else, because I have basically locked them down for now at least. And yeah, eventually we'll be doing great, because I'm going to focus California and I'm going to get it locked down like crazy for us. Let's get the ideology points from this. Ideology points, thank you. Let's get small government, because that's more stuff without any consequences at all. Let's get these ones and get a strong military, because everyone loved that. As we could see from our last one, everyone absolutely loved the military by 99.7% or something like that. Gun rights as well could be a good one, because it's how many? It's 7% to 4, but still I'm not too sure. We'll go for traditional values next when we do one of them. We have just locked down every state again, pretty much. Obviously it isn't actually every state, but pretty much we've contested them all. Florida's still staying. It'd be pretty ironic if California, Illinois flipped, but Florida didn't. I think that would actually be hilarious. but still. We are lowering our Republican appeal in the state. However, it doesn't really matter because it's not a Republican state, if you know what I mean. Like, yeah, we are lowering our Republican support, but even so, it doesn't matter because Republicans aren't a big thing there, in California at least. Right. Hi, operative. I am going to try win New York as well, because if we can, that would be amazing. Obviously, I am highly doubting our ability to do so, but you know, believe in us. Yeah, we'll wait for traditional values because it's a really good one. Let's do stopping COVID, and that gets up to 3 thumbs up. Everyone loves that. That's at 3, that's at 3, and that's at 3. They all love me on the top issues, and we will do filling Supreme Court vacancy once more as well, just to get them all in 3 thumbs up. If you look at that, we are winning wholeheartedly in the state of New York. Obviously, I am again not expecting that to stay, but we are doing very well to begin with. Biology doesn't care about your feelings. What do you say about those who choose to identify as a different one? As long as they don't demand others play along. Reparations of slavery. Reparations is not the right path. Perfect. Alright, let's go down here. I honestly am surprised by how well we're doing at the moment. I am completely expecting it to flip on its head, but you know, it's doing good for now. And if anyone's wondering how I managed to do that one without having the points down here, it's because I went to my HQ and it picked up, it just didn't show. So yeah, that's how. Let's do some of these. Let's get them up. So the environment we will be doing talks about consistently, because the environment is important. IRL and in this game. How many more do I need to do? 1 more and it's 3 thumbs up. 3 speeches on the environment, and suddenly they love me on that issue as well. All parties love it, so I'm not complaining. Let's go to Iowa and pick up these. It's only 1, but still, points are points. And we do not really have the money for many more operatives. He did just do social justice, didn't change much. He did just do a minimum wage. That always just a minimum income as well, but still nothing has changed. That's how strong our support is, unluckily for him. Now I am debating doing this, but I just think that gun rights and the amount of enthusiasm he gives is way too much to justify it, so I will, if I do any, be doing liberty for all, and I will not be doing any others from that, because it is looking like I'm reaching the peak of where I want to be there. Now, if I'm going to do this, I want someone with a bit of minority appeal, I guess, maybe. There isn't really many Republicans that have that, I'm afraid. For me, I'm actually looking to see if there are any. So there's Establishment Republican, but that's just, I'm not cheating. I'm not going to use one I've made. So let's use Sarah Palin. Why not? They're a conservative heart through and through, and they just took the Texas one. Texas isn't close at the moment, so we're all good there. Let's go to Pennsylvania and get ahead on the issues here as well by talking about coronavirus 2 times. I love the fact that's just how you get ahead. If you go to a state, talk about COVID twice, and then you just get ahead because people love you for the COVID. Alright, let's go to Vermont and get some ideology points. I am probably going to regret that because I'm assuming this is a bad one. Very much so, yes it is. But, you know, for now it's good. They did just put a smear merchant in New York, which isn't great whatsoever actually. But let's do some fundraising and get a fixer to sort that out. Hopefully it does kill the smear merchant. No, it doesn't. That's not great. But let's go on this show here. Let's talk about Greta Thunberg. There are literal children who don't seem There are literal children who seem to know more about climate change than politicians, and in a way it makes sense. Children are the one who have to live with the consequences. What do you say to these children? I'd congratulate them. Nice deflection, so they would do anything to help. It's good to encourage them. How much money have you collected from donors? I get donations from real Americans. That'll keep you busy. People believe in me. And that worked out very, very well for me. Let's get 2 random operatives. That couldn't have gone better. Smear merchant and a spin doctor into New York puts me back up to 54%. However, California now being contested is a bit scary. So we will support LGBT rights ×2. And then suddenly I am back up again. Next we will do maybe abortion rights, but I don't really want to annoy the Republicans in the state because we do actually need them. They are the foundation of our base. We are flying to Pennsylvania. We're in a race with someone at the moment, and we did actually end up winning. 2 of them aren't good, but we'll just use them to protect our operatives in New York because that is necessary. They are now flooding California, which is not great at all. So we're going to spend a few turns just fundraising. How solid is New York? If I take you out, you're good. Okay. Now hopefully this does well and it secures it for me. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. ISIS destroys prices. Wow. Okay. Okay, let's just take a step back and think about what we need to do. So let's fly to New York because we need New York. Okay, so they keep killing a bunch of my operatives. And they just killed more. They're now winning. They're winning New York and they're winning California. Honestly, I'm just going to fundraise, get operatives. Because they are 100% necessary. Otherwise, we will be losing. Okay, so we've got 3 thumbs up there. Spin doctor removed. Okay, this isn't going very well. So we're going to have to pick one. California or New York. Honestly, I think California is the bigger, well, it is the bigger fish. So we may as well go for that one a lot more. So I will fly over to New York and start fundraising. Let's fly to Massachusetts. Let's fly to Rhode Island. Let's start competing in all of these. And let's try and win over New Yorkians. That is what I'm calling them. And he beat me there. Damn it. That's not good. Okay, let's get a fixer because they are always good. We did get the smear merchant. That is perfect. And let's get our status up in these states. That made no sense, I know, but we'll support Israel. Have we already got max on that? Pretty much. So we'll fly to Massachusetts again, and we will fly to New Jersey, and we will fly to Maryland, and we will fly to Rhode Island again, and we will fly to Vermont. 14% undecided in Vermont. That's going to be an interesting state. Okay. He's fighting wealth inequality. That's going to help him in states like California. It didn't help him in Texas, but it will help him in New York a lot. Let's get a spin doctor. Still behind. That is unfortunate. There isn't really much I can do about that. It's really getting. There's really minimal things I can do. I'm ahead on all the issues. I need the operatives. I need the operatives. I need turns to get the operatives. I need to prove my image perfect. Perfect. 2 spin doctors. Okay, so we're behind in California, so one of you can go here. That makes it solid. And then we are also way behind in New York. Come on. Believe in us, guys. We're a team here. We can all do this. I mean, I guess we can give a couple speeches on election integrity if that will help me in any way. I really know. Oh, reducing wealth inequality is really helping him here. Alright, let's take a look at what they do. I'm going to sit back and wait for them, because they usually do what they have to do to get the most points, and then they'll call it quits. Okay, so I'm assuming they're heading New York. Yeah. So we have the time to get two more operatives, one of which is going to be a fixer, and one of which is going into California and going into taking that one. And we are still behind there. Indeed. We gotta prioritize. I'm sorry, New Yorkians, but you're gonna have to be liberated next time. Into California we go. Full force ahead. I don't know what I was going with there. Okay, that's now solid, but we will do the same again. Look, we're giving you drought assistance. Look at me, I'm a good person, and hopefully that will win them over. With Ronald Reagan and Franklin Roosevelt starting to feel the burn of 21 weeks, the two candidates are forced to push for one more week of last-minute vote grabbing. Hands will be shaken, babies will be kissed, promises will be made. But will it all be enough to ensure the votes to bring home the presidency? We will know in a week. Okay, so California is locked down crazily. So we can bring you out. We can bring you out. Can we afford to bring you out? Can. And that wins us New York as well, guys. We have just won California, New York, or the whole shebang. Did we just lose California? No, we're ahead in California. Pennsylvania is now contested. Let's do a speech there about filling Supreme Court vacancy. That gets some voters on our side. Let's also do nothing because we can't afford it. Let's talk about filling Supreme Court vacancy again, and that doesn't help us again, but still looks like we do have California and New York locked down, as well as potentially, no, not really Massachusetts, but Maryland, as well as maybe Delaware if we're lucky, Wisconsin and Minnesota. So this is looking like an absolute landslide. Maine did go to us in the end, Massachusetts didn't. That's a shame. New Hampshire did though, Vermont didn't, we didn't really contest that, Delaware didn't. New York actually did, Maryland did as well, Pennsylvania isn't going to us now. But Virginia did, North Carolina did, South Carolina, West Virginia did, Florida didn't. I didn't even try for Florida. I had bigger fish to fry. There was hopefully Michigan does, yeah. All of these states except Illinois around here all went to me, for as far as I know. They did try for Missouri. I'm not quite sure why. They could have easily gotten California or something back. North Dakota, South Dakota, Texas is all mine. We've like doubled the red wall, tripled the red wall, we expanded it both ways. Arizona's mine, Idaho's mine. I don't know about Nevada, I never actually tried for it, but we did end up winning it. We did win Oregon as well, wasn't even trying for it. Won California too, won Hawaii as well. Wow, 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 wow. What an election, ladies and gentlemen, what an election. We did win Hawaii by about 7%, California by less than 1, New York by 5. We lost Florida by a substantial amount, won the popular vote by 7%. We lost Illinois, lost Washington by about a 9%, lost New Jersey, lost Connecticut by 19% in Connecticut, Massachusetts by 5, Vermont by 13, Rhode Island by less than 1, Delaware by 3, Pennsylvania by less than 1. But we did end up winning a lot of these states by a big percentage. Wyoming by 90%. 90% of the electorate in Wyoming went to me. That's crazy, that is. Let's take a look at these polls. In the end, I got 415 electoral votes. He got 123. I got 74.9 million votes. He got 66.89. So I got about 8 million more votes. He spent about 15 million more than me. I spent about 24 more ideology points, and I scored a lot higher. Let's take a look at these polls then. Stopping COVID, they supported Roosevelt. Smaller government, they actually supported Roosevelt. Reducing wealth inequality, they supported Roosevelt. Supreme Court vacancy, they supported me by quite a big margin. Lower taxes, they actually supported Roosevelt on that. Okay, election integrity was me pretty substantially. UBI was me. Traditional values was me. Well, a surprisingly big amount, to be honest. I didn't expect it to be that high. investigating Hunter Biden and me. I don't think either of us really touched on that topic. Well, I certainly didn't. And deficit reduction, they supported me overwhelmingly for that one. And 10% enthusiasm nationwide was crucial to my victory there. Um, and there you have it. We actually won California, New York, and Texas all in one. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Again, check out my Patreon if you want. You don't have to by any means. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Please share this with your friends. Consider subscribing, and I will see you guys next time.